bodies of the Octavia Scout are well protected against corrosion. Most of the bottom is sewn up with plastic shields that improve aerodynamics and protect the metal from dirt and damage. However, there is still one weak spot where rust can appear. See weaknesses. Problems were also noted with the wear resistance of some external parts. The Scout interior is similar to the Octavia A5, and the equipment is richer. The base has rain and light sensors, heated seats, not to mention such familiar things as air conditioning, airbags, ABS, and even ESP, stabilization control system. All controls are placed in familiar places, so that they are easy and convenient to use. It is spacious inside. 5 crew members can be accommodated here. Only the passenger sitting in the middle of the gallery with this high tunnel in the floor will feel discomfort. During operation, problems may arise with power windows, seat weaknesses, and the interior air conditioning system. Failures of air conditioning compressors have been noted. An important advantage of the model is a huge trunk and a large carrying capacity compared to many classmates. All officially sold cars were equipped only with gasoline engines, 1.8 LTSI and 2.0 LFSI. The category of exotics includes diesel versions imported by private traders from Europe, with the 2.0-liter TDI engine. Both gasoline units are equipped with systems of direct fuel injection into cylinders, ignition with individual coils for each candle, and variable valve timing. The larger engine is atmospheric, and its timing is driven by a toothed belt. The smaller engine is turbocharged, its timing belt has a chain drive, and the intake manifold is equipped with a mechanism for changing the geometry of the intake tract, which provides greater elasticity and better dynamic performance. The 2.0-liter unit turned out to be more reliable. Its characteristic problems are the breakage of the factory corrugations of the exhaust system, 2 pieces are used, and the failure of individual ignition coils, due to the quality of our fuel and the untimely replacement of spark plugs. The timing belt does not take care of the interval of 120,000 kilometers prescribed by the manufacturer. Therefore, in order to avoid trouble, Minders advise reducing the period to 60 to 70,000 kilometers. Turbocharged engines of 1.8 liters SIN with increased oil consumption, with active driving, up to 500 to 800 G per 1,000 kilometers. Driving with an insufficient oil level leads to problems with the timing chain tensioner, as a result of which it slips along the crankshaft gear, causing the valves to meet the pistons, more often when starting a cold engine. In addition, this unit has problems with the pump, loss of tightness, increased noise of operation, solenoid valves for controlling the turbine. Failure of the high-pressure pump is not ruled out. In rare diesel versions of the 2.0 LTDI, there are troubles with the fuel injector O-rings, which causes diesel fuel to enter the oil system. Otherwise, these engines are quite reliable and digest our fuel well. As a rule, their turbines do not create problems either. All cars are equipped with all-wheel drive transmission. On hard surfaces, most of the engine torque is transferred to the front wheels, and when they slip, an electronically controlled Haldex clutch redirects some of the torque to the rear. There is no downshift, and the interwheel locks are simulated by electronics, braking the slipping wheels with pads. When overcoming road obstacles, it is better to turn off the ESP system, otherwise the car refuses to drive, now and then dropping engine speed. With the system turned off and the clutch locked, the Octavia Scout can surprise with its capabilities. However, do not overestimate them, because this model is not even an SUV. Its limit is a snowy, slippery road, small sections of sandy roads, or muddy mud puddles. 4-wheel drive Octavia Scout is not satisfactory. The same can be said about the 6-speed manual gearbox and hydraulic clutch. Unless in diesel versions with runs of about 150,000 kilometers, a breakdown of the 2-mass flywheel was noted, clicks and knocks at the start of movement and idling. In general, the chassis is similar to the Octavia A5, in front, McPherson, and in the back, multi-link. Each of the axles is equipped with a stabilizer. The ground clearance of 180 mm was achieved through the use of springs with different characteristics, shock absorbers, and larger diameter wheels. However, the suspension retained the characteristics of ordinary versions, knockdown and excellent road holding even with active driving. But on rough terrain, it often works before lights out. Running gear is durable. In the front suspension, after 80,000 kilometers, the rear silent blocks of the front levers wear out. The stabilizer struts hold for about 100,000 kilometers, and the front silent blocks, up to 140,000 kilometers. Stabilizer bushings last much longer. and they are rarely changed. This is not cheap, since they only change when assembled with the stabilizer. The ball resource is almost 200,000 kilometers. In the rear multi-link, for a run of 100,000 kilometers, it may be necessary to replace the strut and stabilizer bushing, change separately from it, and rear shock absorber bumpers. By 120 to 150,000 kilometers, the gum of the rear breakup levers wear out, and the silent blocks of the remaining rear levers go about 200,000 kilometers. Wheel bearings also serve for a long time, but when the time comes to replace them, you will need to fork out. They change only assembled with hubs, both branded and non-original. The electric power steering and all-wheel disc brakes generally work without problems. Octavia Scout will allow its owner to feel like a scout. Thanks to all-wheel drive and considerable ground clearance, she confidently keeps not only on hard surfaces, but also on slippery and country roads, as well as in nature. This car is much more versatile than an ordinary passenger car, but you should not consider it a rogue. The Scout's off-road capabilities are small. In general, the reliability of this car does not cause serious complaints. But when buying a car in the secondary market, experts advise giving preference to pre-styling versions with a less problematic 2.0-liter FSI unit.